Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday, and today's theme is summer adventures. For today's devotion, we're going to read from John chapter 16, verse 33. And it says, I have told you these things so that you can have peace because of me. In this world you will have trouble, but cheer up. I have won the battle over the world. It kind of reminds us to have peace and that we win our battles with God, whether it's with friends or family, or whether it's making today's craft, because it can be challenging. God is with you through everything. So back in the day, one of the fun things to do in the summer was to go to camp. Sometimes it was with families, or sometimes it was with the school before summer vacation actually started. And even if you didn't get to go to camp at the schools, at least the one I went to, they would kind of imitate the activities that the kids that went to camp got to do. So I remember lanyards and bracelets were always one of those things, so I hope you guys enjoy that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my lanyard options here. And my paper clips. So usually to start a lanyard, you kind of need like either a keychain ring or a paper clip or a hook. These are actually paper clips for school, or they're little fun paper clips. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a smaller one just because I feel like they're more secure, they're more tightly wound, they're less likely to slip out of your lanyard. And we're gonna go ahead and start with the lanyard first. And you need two colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick a glow in the dark. And I'll just go with this little rainbow one, it's really cute and it's almost gone anyways. See, so we got glow in the dark, rainbow. You can actually add more layers to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with the most basic one just because I don't wanna jump ahead of you guys. Gotta make sure that both are equal. I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the side. And I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in. I'm just kind of warming it up with my body heat to keep it kind of straight, because you can see this one, I don't know if it's the little metallic stuff inside of it that's keeping it coiled up, curly, but I do want it to be a little bit straight just so it's more workable when I'm braiding it together. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, these do have to be lined up as best as possible. And you basically put them together, decide where you want them to sit in your ring, keychain, whatever it is that you're going to use. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to put it in the little fingers just so it holds. And then you bring it down to the midpoint or the halfway point. So you basically fold them in half. And you can cut it too if it's not coming out even. So the next thing you have to kind of do is, I like to place it between my, I come in peace, my 4 fingers. I split them in half and I kind of do this. And then they're separated. So you can see my rainbow metallic is still on one side and my glow in the dark is still on another. They're pretty much parallel to each other despite the fact that they're curling. They're as parallel as can be. So the next step you would take is to cross them into the shape of the form of an X. So I'm gonna bring this over this way, my metallic shiny rainbow, and then I'm gonna bring the glow in the dark that way. So all I did was I took them from parallel into an X shape. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and I hope you guys can see. I'm gonna bring my glow in the dark forward and over from one end, and since I started with that one, I will continue with that one forward and over the other way. And notice how I'm tucking them in between my fingers to kind of hold them in place. The next step I'm going to take, oh, they should have been over the rainbow one. So your rainbow or your second piece of lanyard should stick out from these two. So next thing you're going to do with the other color lanyard, you're going to pick it up from one end, and then you're going to go, see how you created two loops? I don't know if you can tell. You're going to go over the first loop and under the second and just pull. Pull, 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 and don't let it twist or bend. And if it does, make sure you fix it before moving forward. Now you grab the other one. Same thing, over and under, but from the other side. And then you pull, pull, pull. Make sure there's no bends, twists, folds. I can see that there are none in mine. So then I pick up the string, this side with one hand and this side with another. And then I slowly start to pull all four simultaneously, or in other words, at the same time. Same time. See, you get that kind of effect. So it should look like a little square with four smaller squares inside of those same lanyards that you used. And basically, you repeat the steps. The tighter you tighten it, the cleaner it'll look, but don't tighten it so much to the point where you'll rip it, because these can rip. They do resist quite a bit, but like I said, you don't want to rip it because I think you guys only get like 2 pieces of string, or maybe 4, I'm not too sure. But it's not like you guys do have a lot there. So there's 2 ways you can continue from this. You can either keep it a straight box shape and just keep going forward with it, same steps, or you can make it spiral, and I could show you that after this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it the same. Again, I'm holding my paper clip, bringing the glow in the dark over itself, so it kind of lines up over the last glow in the dark one that I did. You see that? And then same thing with the next glow in the dark piece, over itself, and I'm holding it in place with my other fingers. And as you can see, I made it a little smaller this time. For the first one, it's a little harder to keep it small because it's the first loop. And then also I kind of wanted you guys to see what I meant by loops and over and under. So now that I've done my glow in the darks, going back in with my rainbow metallic, grabbing it from one end, over and under, pulling. And I'm making sure I'm not going this way. I'm staying above. It's staying, the rainbow is staying above itself without getting tangled in with the others. Same thing with the other side. Over and under. Grabbing it with my 2 hands, all 4 sides. Oh, this one's kind of twisting a little bit. And just pull her, pull her, pull her. There you go. And I'm gonna repeat this a few times. Ooh. Just so you can see. Over, over. Over and under. Over and, ooh. If it starts moving around, make sure you fix it. Stop and fix it, or else it's gonna get messed up. Over and under. So I'm going over this one and under the second one. Sorry about my nails, y'all. Did not know they would get in the way so much. Then I'm just pulling, pulling again. Trying to keep it pretty tight. You could even count them on the sides. You can see it kind of coming along there. That's kind of what you want. And the more you do, of course, the longer it gets. I messed that one up, so I'm gonna have to do it over. So we're gonna try again. Bring the first color over itself, then the next one over and under, over and under over here as well. Yeah. There she goes. If you notice right here, you can see that I didn't really tighten it as well as I could have right there. But it's okay. It's been a while and we're learning. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more, and I'm gonna go ahead and start spiraling them. All right, and there's my 10 layers. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to spin it now. And I'm gonna try to get really close on this. Now to do the spiral, forget everything I said about keeping the colors on top of themselves. You're gonna have to crisscross them, or lay them diagonally across themselves, I should say. So with the box shape, we were doing this, bringing it over. This time we're bringing it to the side. See that instead of over, it's to the side. So it kind of lands between these two strings, but you still have to grab the same color. So I grabbed glow in the dark, so I can't go into the rainbow yet until I finish my glow in the dark. Grab this one and bring it back over the other way diagonally. And basically that's the only difference. Then you still do the same thing. You go over and under, but diagonally with the other colors as well. Grabbing my last strand of rainbow, over and under. Pulling that baby. And there she is. You probably can't tell just yet because it's only one layer, but when I turn it to the side, you can already see the direction it's going. So now I'm gonna go ahead and continue that process. Diagonally across, over and under. I pull, over and under, oop. I pull, tighten, tighten, tighten. that this last little design that I'm going to show you is basically the result of what you get when you go square, spiral, square, spiral. I wouldn't know how to describe the design, but it looks cool. So we just get back into it by going back straight into the square design. Same color over itself, over, over. And then same thing over here, over. Over. Over and under. Pull. So there, I have a square. Now spiral. Diagonally over, diagonally over. And same thing, over and under. And then over and under. The important thing about keeping the patterns the way I'm telling you guys is if you like try to switch it up or do it differently, your string is gonna slide out and it's not gonna stay, and you won't even be able to move on to the next step. So to avoid frustrations, please follow instructions. All right, I did a spiral, now I'm back to a square. Over itself, then over and under. But again, the same color, over itself. Grabbing it, pulling, pulling, pulling. Let me see where our spirals end. You get this sort of effect when you go back and forth. You see that? And even though I have a lot of string left, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys how you can finish the knot or how you can tie it up at the end. So you have to really tighten it, grab all four. And this you can do with the help of a grown-up, and you kind of just do a loop with all four. Make a little U shape, twist, and with your thumb after you slide it inside, pinch with your pointer and your thumb, scoot these over and pull that. Don't rip it though. Oh yeah, that's kind of how you do a lanyard. Now bracelets. All right, you guys, so this bracelet one is gonna be relatively quick. In your kit, you should have some fish wire or fish line, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. And the first thing I like to do when making bracelets is actually tying it to one of the beads. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick, ooh, I love iridescent, so. That's the one right there, okay. I gotta find the little entrance, the opening, put my wire in there, then I'm just gonna tie a couple of knots. Kind of hard with these nails, but I could do it. So there goes one knot. Same section. 2 knots. This you may need to start it with the help of an adult if you're younger, which should be easy because once you get this started, then it's a piece of cake. I recommend starting with a bigger bracelet. With a bigger bead, I meant to say, because if it's too small and you get a big old bead like this, and it'll slide right off. If you get one that's like a fair size, then it should be fine. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and make them. This one. So I think this little knotted bead at the end method is really effective, especially when you are younger. All right, you guys, and with the help of a friend or an adult, you could loop up the last knot again. Same thing. Close it by bringing your other end and tying it to your first bead. I can't do it on my hand since I am alone, but forever alone. But yeah. Loop it through one more time and then tie a couple knots. One more knot, just for security. All right, and there you have it. Just snip off these little extras. And there you have it. All right, you guys. All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.